Present everyone. See you. Kanashe. I just wanted to get this one in here. This is going to be very quick. Very quick. So, the 19th president, March 4th, what are they doing over there? I have to be honest with you. From all the information, I told you that the cooperation of the United States has been dissolved. I didn't know exactly what that meant. So I had to figure out what was going on with that, right? Trying to get some proper light here. Trying to figure out what's going on with that. So the corporation has been dissolved. Now when I found out after doing some studying, okay, this is where the political science stuff comes in at. This is unbelievable. So 20,000 plus troops in Washington. They have anointed 2,000 National Guards as deputies. They are planning on having a virtual inauguration for the first time in history. And as I said before, the United States corporation, which started back in 1871, I believe it was, the changing of the 13th Amendment, has now been dissolved. So we've been operating under a corporation title since 1871, I believe it was. And I believe the last president was Ulysses Grant. He might have been like the 18th president. So what does that mean? What that means is that since the corporation now has been dissolved, the last president of the corporation was Donald Trump. Donald Trump did say a year and a half ago, I will be the last president. What did that mean? That means that he was the last president of the corporation. So FDR, what he did was change the inauguration for the corporation to January 20th from March 4th. Which is the constitutional representative government. Yeah. Yeah, well, look at that one. That looks like the United States right there. That's just falling apart. Halito. So the deal is this. This is the crazy stuff. Okay, so the deal is this. If there is not an inauguration tomorrow, so President Trump cannot be the president of the United States because he lost, right? The Congress deputized Biden as the winner. So there is no way that he can assume, Halito, Hasil, all of you. There's no way that he can assume the presidency of the United States, right? Get this now. If there is no inauguration, if no one is inaugurated on the 20th of tomorrow, I don't care if it happens on the 21st or 25th, if there is no inauguration tomorrow, the corporation of the United States has then been dissolved. Dissolved. Is that crazy? The corporation of the United States will have been dissolved if there is not an inauguration tomorrow. So if nobody is inaugurated, now remember, it's supposed to have a virtual inauguration, will be dissolved. That means that what will happen is Donald Trump, somebody, will take the oath of office on March 4th for the constitutional government of the United States and become the 19th president of the United States of America. Play this video back again so you can get the whole thing. But it looks like, so if nobody's inaugurated tomorrow, and maybe even some people might be arrested because of all the all those 2,000 additional deputies, whatever, the military will take control of the United States. Remember, the military has taken an oath to the constitutional republic of the United States, not to the corporation of the United States. So if the military follows through with its oath, it will support an inauguration on March 4th 2021. Not on January 20th, 2021. Is this the reason why? There's more military troops in Washington than the day it was invaded and burned down during one of the wars. Is this the reason why there's more military troops in Washington now than there were during the riots and Washington was on fire? Is this what's really going on? Great Grand Rising, Great Grand Rising. So this is the reason why many years ago we began to start the co-creation communities, and all of those who didn't get those packets and everything like that, you'll be getting them. Believe me, you'll be getting them. They're going out. We just had a lot to get out, so you'll be getting them. But the reason why the co-creations are so important, and why we did not, and we're advising every nation not to tie themselves into this corporation, because the ancestors was telling us deep down inside in our soul, our light being, that this corporation was going down and the constitutional republic was going to be reinserted, and that's who we're really going to have to be dealing with. Anyone who has a nation that has, thank you, okay, beautiful. There's more stuff coming in, dealing with the co-creation communities. There's also more stuff coming in about living off the grid, going solar, and sealed economics. A lot of that stuff that's going in. But again, this is the reason why, if anyone has a nation that is tied to anything dealing with the corporation of the United States, you're done. You're pretty much done. I mean, you have no real standing in law because the corporation is dissolved, and all those agreements are going to have to be renegotiated. We're not negotiating anything. We're moving forward as a free state because this is our land. We don't have to do anything in terms of renegotiating or having treaties and all that other type of stuff, because we're an occupied land. So that's the whole entire thing. So Native Americans are a totally different situation. The Native Americans, First Nations people there in Canada, North America, whatever the situation is, all different. But this is one of the reasons why governments around the world, around the planet, honor to you, my brothers and my sisters, around the planet are resigning because there's a reconfiguration that's been taking place. I've been talking about this since the 90s. A lot of the wars in the 90s were positioning wars in order for them to be able to position themselves better for this time that's coming right now. Feel very, very excited, because yes, there is a shift that is occurring, and you are part of that shift. All the energies that you're putting in there have been trying to. I'll get that email out to you, Paul. I'll get that email out to you as well. I'll take a look for that, making sure that you're not that you haven't gotten buried. We'll go back in there. We'll take a look at that as well. But you are a part. That energy that you're putting in there, you're a part. That's okay. Look, this is the reason why we do lives, right? The reason why we're doing lives. A lot of comments can't be left because there's a lot of people who are doing all kinds of different things on there and saying all kinds of stuff. But we are only sucking in positive energy. So if there's anything that you have a chance to be able to mention it right now, and then we can look into it. So I'll look into that, making sure that you get those packets out. Everybody will get those medical packets, and then everybody will be able to get the co-creation packets. And then they'll also be able to get those co-creation packets will also be blended into the Amari Kus. And all of that will be, how can I say, that's the embassy that will bring you in, because we're transitioning from this system into the system which we came out of, which started well before the corporation and the constitutional republic. We are this is just exciting. It's going to be exciting to see what happens tomorrow. If they do have a virtual inauguration, is it real? Is it real? And then you also have to watch the wording of which they use. If they do have an inauguration, what wording are they using? Because it has to be exact wording. I ran for a few political offices, And when you get sworn in, you have to say the exact wording of how you're being sworn in for that political office. So it's going to be very interesting. The main thing is keep working on your co-creation communities. Make sure that you have water, food, your medication. Make sure that you are filled with meditations of goodness deep down within inside. Make sure that you are taking care of your mental mind, right? Many of the things that you see out there on the news is not real. I travel all over, again, on all over. I was in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware. I didn't see anything really going on in the areas that I traveled in. So in the back countries and stuff like that, the very rural areas, there's not much going on, right? So, you know, yes, going a little bit longer than I expected. But I haven't really seen much, but there was a fire in Washington yesterday. And we've seen people running away from the building. They said there was some homeless thing going on, but, you know, again, who knows what's really going on. Haven't heard, they're releasing a lot of stuff. They're releasing a lot of stuff in terms of declassifying a lot of stuff. So, you know, yeah, pay attention to what's happening to Barack Obama, pay attention to Bush. Another thing about the Bush and all that other type stuff. Remember when Bush's father died? Remember the father died? And they were at the funeral and they were passing around a letter. Remember everybody was getting these letters? And when they got those letters, they felt as though that they were just falling apart. That they were like, like the heart was sunk out of them. I believe those letters were letters of indictment. Because remember, under Trump, almost 250,000 indictments went out. I think all of those had indictments. And, you know, possibly what they were rumoring was that the father Bush was, he had a military tribunal. And, you know, possibly, you know what happened to him. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Just sit back, watch the fireworks. We're moving regardless of whatever's going on. There is now a judicial branch, a part of this great grand council called the Council of Nine, and that's doing an awful lot of stuff. So we are moving very much forward. We're happy. We're taking our place in the world. We're retaking our identity back, which is extremely important. When you don't have an identity, when you have a false identity, you don't know who you are, you don't know where you belong. So now you know where you belong. You belong right here. You don't belong in Africa or in Syria or in Afghanistan or any of those other places. You belong right here in the Americas. This is your homeland. This is your birthright. This is who you are as beings of people. And it's exciting to understand and know that we're a part of a project. And I wouldn't say it's a project, but part of a moving forward process of bringing our people and our ancestors back home. Great grand rising to us all. I love you all. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Take care. Just make sure you're prepared, right? In the way that we dictate. Take care.